right, good evening, guys. Good evening. If you are able to hear me, let me know in the chat. All right. Amirul say, dah ready account perang. No live trading. Tak ada live trading. Okay, already all in. Wow, this one. Another one. This one should be Nicholas. Is it Nicholas? Hello, guys. Okay, you guys can hear me. Let me know in the chat. Just say hello, hello. Just say hi. Let me know that you are able to hear me before we get started, guys. Come. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat. Good to see all of you guys right here. Okay, if you can see me, guys, let me know in the chat. I'm gonna get started really soon. Yes, Mu says yes. All right, if you can hear me, just say hi, hello, so I know that you guys are here. Just gonna take maybe another 30 more seconds before we get started. Okay. Hello, King. Okay. hello, Nicholas. Okay. Hello, Brenda. Okay, my wife is here. So, okay, good to see all of you guys. Yusin says yes. Okay, fantastic. All right, so today's session is going to be a little bit chill, okay, as opposed to what we normally do, whereby, last time we normally do a lot of, sometimes we look at some setups, look at some trades, do a little bit of teaching. But today we're going to be taking it a little bit relax, a little bit chill, because today is going to be more Q&A. So guys, if you have any questions, right, maybe you want to know how is it, right, to get consistency in terms of your trading, how is it, I don't know, whatever questions that you have, okay, use this time to ask me questions. All right, so usually people have coaching sessions with me, right? They pay quite a lot of money, I would say, right? $2,000 to do coaching sessions with me. But now, guys, I'm doing this with you guys for completely free, right? So take this time, go and ask me some questions, right? Maybe if you have questions about your trading, if you have questions about psychology, right? Trading psychology, let me know in the chat, all right? So we are able to learn together. How to be like Julian? In what sense? Be like Julian in what sense? Good question, Ryan. But I need some context. What do you mean? How to be like Julian? You mean to be like me, in terms of the discipline? In terms of what areas would you like? Let me know. Come. Hello, hi. Cricket says hi. Okay, good to see all of you guys. Come, share me your questions. All right, maybe give you guys some time to think, right, of questions that you want to ask. Then let me answer those questions. Right. I know some of you guys may have, any of you got questions about the recent government shutdown. How to use 𝗟𝗏𝗰𝗆? Oh, Amirul. Okay, this is a good question. Actually, I don't use 𝗟𝗏𝗰𝗆, so I don't know how to use 𝗟𝗏𝗰𝗆. Okay, I will only teach stuff that I know how to use lah. Okay, if I don't use it, I will be upfront and tell you I don't use it lah. If not, it's not fair, right? I teach you something that I myself don't know. Okay, all right. So okay, if you've got no questions for now, okay, maybe what we can do is that we can actually go through the recent events. How many of you guys know that currently there's a government shutdown? Yes, if you know that there's a government shutdown, okay, type in shutdown. All right, US government shutdown. Do you guys know what is that about? Or do you guys know, what is being impacted? Okay, if you don't know, all right, just let me know in the chat so that I'm able to go through it with you lah. Shutdown. Okay, shutdown. Okay, so I just quickly share a little bit with you guys. All right, if you guys have been following the news, okay, basically, right, you just have a look at the Forex factory, right? This will actually tell you what are some of the latest news, high impact news that is coming, right? So you notice that for this week, there's actually supposed to be news on Thursday and Friday, right? And you will notice that some of the news mentions tentative, right? Unemployment claims, tentative, okay? Actually, if you see this a few days ago, you will notice that there's actually more tentative. Okay, why? What happened to all this tentative? Any one of you guys know? Right? Why is it tentative? Why is all this news marked as tentative? So if you notice, right, above here, that says this, US government data may be impacted by the shutdown. Tentative events are subject to delay, revision, or cancellation, right? So right now, what's happening is that US government is having a shutdown, right? It is actually being shut down since the 1st of October. right? 1st of October. And this is actually pretty bad, I would say. Okay, why I say pretty bad? Because in the US, a lot of people are being affected, right? Affected like how? Number one, okay, they are being told to put on leave, right? A lot of agencies, Ministry of Education, the TSA, which is the transport, administration, right? The one that scan the bags in the airport, all right? A lot of agencies, government agencies, law enforcement, all those kind of things, right? Administrative mostly, those are being told to be on leave. So imagine suddenly you come to work, right? Then your boss say, hey, oh, today no work because government shut down, right? So how? Right? So this is one of the main cases. Second thing is this, they are also being told that they may potentially be fired. Right, so Trump is essentially wants to fire some of these people in order to kind of make the government, the civil workers, right, the size of the civil force smaller, right? So imagine you go to work and then suddenly your boss tell you, hey, you may potentially be fired. Right, so how? Right, if you are in their shoes, how will you feel? Right, so I believe that a lot of them will be very scared. So when you're scared, what you need to do? All right, first up, definitely try to find a skill that can help you make money. All right, just like what Kid Wing here, Nicholas say, full margin only. Okay, I don't suggest you full margin. Okay, that's very dangerous, especially if you're new. Okay, if you're learning, don't go all in. Okay, try to manage your risk. But basically, you need to have a skill that enables you to find, a chance for you to survive. All right, what is the capital to trade one lot of gold? Okay, so later we talk about gold. Let me talk a little bit more about the shutdown first. All right, now, of course, for us, we are not directly impacted by the shutdown, right? Because we are not living in the US. However, okay, I would say one of the things that we are being impacted is, like just now I show you, the data, right? The data is delayed, okay? So this also is why I say it's important is because, right, all this data is now being pushed, okay, to the following week. You can see right here. Actually, last week was being pushed to this week, right? This week was being pushed to next week. You can see right here that NFP was supposed to be last week, is being pushed to this week, and then this week now pushed to the next week, right? You can see right here. Okay, until the shutdown is resolved, it will keep on getting pushed forward and forward. All right, it's going to be pushed in front. All right, to the next week and next week. Right now, why is this important? Again, why I'm saying that this is important, because coming up next, do you know what's happening? We have FOMC, correct? Now, I'm not talking about FOMC meeting minutes, okay? Like if you notice, this week here, or at least tomorrow, 2 a.m., there's going to be FOMC meeting minutes. Okay? I'm not referring to FOMC meeting minutes. I'm referring to the actual FOMC conference where they will actually decide on whether to cut interest rates or not. Okay, just question. Do you guys know when is the next FOMC that they decide to cut interest rates? When? Do you guys know? Let me know in the chat. If you guys know when is the next FOMC that they're going to cut interest rates. You guys know when? When is it? When is it? Next interest rate? The next decision to cut the interest rate. When are they going to announce that? Let me know in the chat. You guys, if you guys know. Anyone know? Okay, I give you a hint. It's in October. Okay, but what is the actual date? Do you guys know or not? Come, let me know in the chat if you guys know. Or don't know. Don't know, then let me know. I share with you. You guys know or not? Okay, don't know, then just say don't know, then I will share. Okay, so if you actually see, the next FOMC is actually supposed to be on the 28th and 29th of October. All right, the previous one that they actually cut the interest rates was 16 to 17 of September. Right, so the next one is this one, 28th to 29th of October. Now, why is this important? Okay, again, let me ask you, if all the data is being delayed, if the data that they're getting, right, in order to make a decision on whether to cut the interest rate is being delayed, will it affect their decision making? Yes or no? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat, guys. What do you guys think? Will it cause them to have inaccurate data? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? This week NFP event or not? To be honest, is actually listed as for this week is actually listed as tentative. So I'm not sure whether it really will happen or not. So it's actually been moved to the following week already. It was tentative this week, but then it's moved to next week. So now, if you look at the calendar, it's actually listed as 17th of October, right, for NFP. Right. All right, 𝗓𝗔, yes, it will be impacting the data. Yeah, exactly. Right. So the data that they get, number one, is being delayed. Second thing, is not accurate. So how will they know how much to actually cut the interest rate? Cut by 25 basis points, cut by 50 basis points. How will they know? How can they decide? So this is how it is going to impact us, right? Because if you do trading, right, all this data is going to be very important, right? Interest rate. If whether you're trading, even if you are doing investing, same thing as well. All right. You also need to know whether they're going to cut the interest rate or not. All right, because that news will impact, right, the movement of the US dollar. All right, and also subsequently gold, Bitcoin, and all those which are being tied to the US dollar. So that's why very, very important for them to actually fix their shit. Okay, to be honest. And nothing we can do, but it's for them to fix their shit. Okay, so I hope that that explains a little bit about the shutdown. Right now, how long will this shutdown continue on for? I have no clue. I have no clue when it will continue on, but unless they have an agreement. So here's what I see. Basically, there are three possible scenarios that may happen. Okay, so if you guys don't know, the shutdown is because of the Republicans fighting against the Democrats, correct? Because they cannot agree on the spending of the funding, right? The bill, how much budget to spend. So if, number one, if the Democrats give in and say that, okay, fine, we whatever you say, we just follow. And that's one of the possibilities that may happen. Okay. Second possibility is the Republican, Donald Trump, that side. He say that, okay, we give in to whatever you guys want. Okay. The Democrats are arguing about, the healthcare. They want to make sure that there is no cut to the healthcare budget funding or whatever. Okay. So Donald Trump, do you think he's going to agree? I think this is less likely. All right. Less likely that the Republicans are going to agree towards what the Democrats want. All right. Now, the third situation is whether they will both shake hands, okay, and say, okay, we come to a middle ground, and then we will actually, we will actually find a solution. Both of them find a solution. Now, this may be a possibility. So I'm leaning towards either Democrats give in or they both agree, handshake. Right? And then they say that, okay, I want to actually work together, to resolve any issues. We want to resolve the shutdown as soon as possible. Until then, the shutdown is going to continue. All right? If they cannot make a decision, it's going to continue. So guys, let me know in the chat, how long do you think it will be on for? Let me know in the chat. How long do you think it will go on for? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? How long? How many days? Let me know in the chat, guys. I'm curious to find out. Okay, let me know in the chat. How long do you think? One say don't know. Guess just guess 1 month. Why say 1 month? Okay, how about the others? All right, so currently, to set some context, the current longest shutdown ever was 35 days. So Roy, very close, right? 1 month, it was 35 days. This was actually in 2018 to 2019. back when Donald Trump was again president. So that was the previous longest time. Now, after 7 years, again, right, another shutdown. So Chen say 45 days, right? Glenn say hopefully drama end before rate cut. Yeah, 1 month maybe. Okay. When I say 2 weeks, Presley say 1 month. Hopefully they resolve it as soon as possible. Okay, I also don't know how long it will take, right? But the idea is that they agree on it. After that, the president need to sign off, and then shutdown is over. All right. So now the question is, how does the shutdown impact us with regards to the trading? All right. So if you watch my video previously, I actually talked about usually when there's a shutdown, DXY, which is the US dollar index, tends to dip a little bit, right? Because confidence of the investors are being shaken. So they lose their, they pull their money out of US dollar. And when this happens, gold goes up. Bitcoin also goes up, right? This is what usually happens. But right now, I feel it's a bit of a funny case, because if you actually notice how the US index is actually looking at, right, it actually seems like it is actually going up. Okay, just show you guys a little bit, since we are in this topic. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit. Let me just go to the charts. Right, you can see here, right, DXY seems to be going up. So it's kind of funny, because even though supposedly investors' confidence get weakened, but right now it doesn't seem so. Right? It keeps going higher and higher up. Right? So do you think that this will actually, and usually the usual case is that when US dollar go up, gold, Bitcoin will go down. But right now, it's not happening. Right? Gold has just reached the all-time high. If you actually have a look right here, you can see it's climbing higher and higher up. Right now is at 4044 already, almost reached 4050. All right, there you go. Let me delete all this. All right, you can see almost reaching almost reached 4050. Right, which is absolutely crazy. It's like not working. Usually US dollar go up, gold supposed to go down. And right, if you look at Bitcoin, right, Bitcoin, it actually went up to 2125 and then went down a little bit. Now moving its way up again. Right, so that's why I feel that it's a bit weird lah. Okay, so anyway, this is a little bit of sharing about the shutdown. Okay, so any questions that you guys have, come, please ask me your burning question. Right, if you don't get a chance to ask, this is your chance to ask. Okay, 𝗵cie, just a quick question. How can I pass my FTMO challenge by trading with you? Okay, good question. So if you're trading FTMO, you want to trade with me specifically, I would say one of the only ways is to join my Genesis Pips Premium. Okay, so this is where I, have a private Telegram group where I actually, share with my students a little bit more on what are the setups that I'm seeing, stuff like that, right? So that's the only way, right? Currently in the public Telegram group, I'm not allowed to share any signals publicly because of the rules and regulations set by the government. So that's why I'm not able to. You see that that's why I am not able to share specific setups that I'm looking at. But if it's a private channel, it's still fine, right? So because it is being, we are actually looking at who is inside the group lah. Okay, but for the public, I don't know who's in the group, so we are not able to share that publicly. Right. So if you're interested in doing that, actually, tomorrow I'm having a sharing, just a free 2-hour sharing. And usually after that sharing, I will be opening up my access to my Genesis Pips Premium. So if you guys are interested, okay, since again, 𝗵cie asked this question, let me just quickly share it with you guys. The link to access that, all right, to join in tomorrow's class sharing is in front of you right now. Just take out your phone, quickly go and scan the QR code there, right? And you will be able to join in the register for the class tomorrow. Right? Again, class is free. The 2-hour sharing where I share a little bit on how I personally trade. I share with you some strategies that I'm using, and also, okay, open up access to the premium class if you guys want to join in. All right. So again, the link is the QR code is there. All right. So do join in if you can over there. All right. Yeah. Let me just see if I can put it in the chat as well. That will make it a little bit easier for you guys. Let me see. Okay, actually it is in my Telegram also lah. So if you guys are in my Telegram, you should be able to see it as well. Let me just copy the link over for you guys in a while. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in the chat so you guys can see it. Yeah, okay. So I hope that answered your question, Ame. I just mentioned it in the chat just now. I mean, shared it just now. All right, now let's go through some of the questions here. So Cricket is asking, GJ can be bearish moment to touch 200 in the next week. Okay. I don't know. I never really trade GJ, but since you asked that question, maybe we can actually have a look, right, on whether it is actually possible or not. Let's have a look. So you say GJ can be bearish. Okay, let's go to GJ. Is GJ bearish? I don't think so, man. GJ just had a breakout today. Look at this. Not today, actually Friday, since Friday. Monday, Friday and Monday. Yeah, Monday broke out 2 days ago. So you're asking whether it will actually come back down. I don't know whether it will come back down. All right. To be honest, if it does come back down, I'm expecting it to go back up. Come back down and go back up here. Right? Because it already break out. So I don't know whether it will come back down, when it will come back down. But if it does come back down, right, I'm expecting it to go up because it looks bullish to me. Okay. So I wouldn't even consider shorting GJ lah, to be honest. If it comes up to this level here, possibly, right? This level, which is a resistance. Yeah, possibly. If it comes up to this level, possibly. But if it comes back down here, okay, I do expect that, possibility to long will be in the cards lah, right? So if you are looking to go bearish or short it, maybe wait until it comes to this area here first, and then see the reaction. A lot of times people don't go and see the reaction; they just enter. All right, so go to a lower time frame, see what's happening. See whether there's rejection, because right now you can see the market structure is very clear. Right? What is it doing? It's literally creating higher lows and higher highs. Right? So if it continues to create higher lows and higher highs, you're not able to enter any, or you should not enter any sells. Right? You want for a change of structure to happen, right, before it continues its way down. Right? So you want to see a breakout to the downside, right? Retest before continuing lower down, right? Another breakout, retest, continue pushing down, right? Another retest, continue pushing down. This is what you want to see, right? Unless this happens, unless the breakout to the downside, change of character, whatever you call it, okay, this one here happens, it is not going to go down. Yeah, so this is my analysis of GJ. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Cricket. Hope that answered your question. Okay, let's see what other question. Wei Xiang says, what do you think gold price will hit by March next year? Oh, okay, I don't know, guys. If I can predict exactly what will be the price at that specific date or that specific month, actually, I'm God already, okay? So I'm not, okay? So I cannot predict what will happen to it at a certain price. But what I can say, based on what we know now, gold is definitely bullish. So I would say that most likely gold will continue its movement higher, okay? And go all the way up lah. All right, so right now we are at 4,000. Okay, this is something that those of you who have been following me on my Telegram, something that I mentioned since I don't know, the longest of time, I would say, right? Maybe since April or something like that, right? So right now it's at 4,000. As of now, it's still looking to go up higher and higher. So who knows? Maybe 5,000, right? Who knows? Okay. Let's see. How to see gold chart trend as easy as you? Any tool to help? I would say, good question, Jen. I would say this is actually more towards practice. Okay. If you ask me how to see the chart, do I use any tools? If you notice how I trade, I don't use any indicators one. Right? I don't use any indicators. My chart is all very clean. So I don't see the need for you to use any indicators as well. You can just use naked chart. But I would say you need to be able to practice looking at it often. Right? A lot of people want to try to, get better at something. But how do you get better at something? You need to go and practice. Okay. So you need to go and see. So what I would advise for you, okay, is at least try to understand the market structure. What is happening? That's the first thing I will look at. Is it uptrend or is it downtrend or what? All right. So this is what I will do. Right. If you need help with that, how to see the market structure, one advice for you, okay, is to hang on, let me just share my screen first. One advice for you to be able to see the market structure better is to go line chart. All right. If you go to line chart, you can clearly see what is happening. Right? Can you guys see that higher low and higher highs are being created? Right? This is what you want to look out for. You want to look out for, right? What's the structure? You can see here. Is it clearer? Right? It's very clear. It's creating what? Higher low and higher high. This is for 1 hour. Okay, this one is 4 hour. This one is 1 hour. Is it clearer? Right? You just go line chart, you can clearly see it. Higher low, higher high. Higher low, higher high. So what's the structure telling you? That gold is going up. Easy. So this is what I can advise. All right, and it has been going up for the longest of time. If you actually have a look at it from a weekly perspective, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 weeks right? It's been bullish. That means 2 months it has been going up. No signs of it coming down whatsoever. So unless it breaks the structure, okay, if I look at it from the daily perspective, what do I mean by break the structure? All right, again, I just show you guys. Very simple. Right now, it's creating what? Higher low, higher high. Correct? You see? Higher low, higher high. Okay? This is what's happening right now. Okay? If gold wants to come down, right? Again, what I said, it have to break the previous low. So it have to come down lower here, go up, go down, go up, go down. See? This is what I mean by breaking the previous low. Where's the previous low? Previous low is over here. So this low must be lower than this low, breaking the previous low. Then only it has the possibility of coming down. But until then, right, it's still going to go up. Right? Every time you want to go down, it cannot just straight away go down. You have to break the previous low before you can go down. That's how you decide. Right? So you will see over here, this was in April or May. You can see right here, this price was going up initially, creating higher high, higher low. Right? Then after that, what happened? This one first try created a lower low. Right? Then it created a lower high. Then created a lower low again. Right? So it was intending to want to go down. However, what happened after that? It started creating higher low and higher high again. So then it started going up back again. Right? But if you want to go down, you have to do this thing first. Create lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then only it will continue its way down. So that's how you determine the market direction. Easy or not? Simple, right? Okay, what about Bitcoin? Okay, good question. Later we have a look at Bitcoin, but I just want to answer some of the other people's questions first. Quicker asking, any impact on currencies if NFP events start? So NFP usually impacts USD more, right? If you're talking about USD currency, any pair related to USD, then yes, it does impact. But you're talking about, does it impact GBP? Right? Does it impact JPY? Does it impact Euro? Then not really lah, because NFP has got to do more with the US economy, right? So anything that is related to USD that you are trading against US dollar, then it may have an impact. So if you're trading Forex pair, for example, GU, right? GBP USD. If you're trading Euro USD, then those pairs may potentially be impacted. Okay. So, Krika, I hope that I answer your question. Wei Xiang asks, is Dow Jones more volatile than gold? To be honest, I have not traded Dow Jones before, right? So I never really looked at it. So I would say try to look at pairs that you are familiar with. Right? One of the things that I always tell students, right, is that you don't need to go and see like trade so many pairs. Right? A lot of people want to, I want to trade currency. Then they go and look at GJ, GU, GA, all the different pairs, EU, all those kind of things, right? So many different pairs. Guys, why don't you just stick to one, you master it first, right? If you like to trade gold, okay, then you focus on gold. If you like to trade, I don't know, Euro USD, for example, then you just focus on that. Try to master it. If not, you are going to be jack of all trades, master of none, right? And it's not helping you. So just look at focusing on one first, mastering that one. Then you want to look at others after that, then you can. So to be honest, I don't know because I didn't really trade Dow Jones. Okay. What's the best that I trade? I trade mainly gold. That's the easiest. Okay, that's the easiest. Okay. How much capital to trade one lot of gold? One lot. When you say one lot, I'm guessing you're talking about the standard lot size, which is 1.0, not 0.1 or whatever, right? One lot, if you are trading one lot, I would say you will need 4,000 because now gold is at 4,000, right? So you will need, again, depends on the broker that you use. Usually, brokers which are unregulated will give you higher leverage. So for example, if you trade an unregulated broker that gives you 1:100 leverage, this will actually mean that you get to use smaller capital to trade a bigger capital size, right? For example, if you have $100, if you have a broker that gives you 1:100, so it will be 100 times 100, which is 100,000. So that means with $100, you are able to trade $100,000 worth of capital, right? But if you use a regulated broker, that would mean that your leverage will usually be smaller. So for example, if you're from Singapore and you trade MAS regulated brokers, right, which is the regulated brokers, usually for gold, the leverage will be 1:5. So with $100, okay, 1:5 will mean that you're able to trade up to $500. With $100, you trade $500 worth. But right now, gold is at 4,000. So how are you going to enter any trade for gold if you're only using $100? So not enough. You need to increase it. Right? So to answer your question again, has to do with the leverage first. You go and see what is the leverage you are given. If you're given 1:5, so I use this as an example, 1:5, right? In order for you to trade gold, which is at 4,000, 4,000 divided by 5 is how much? 4,000 divided by 5 is $800, right? Correct? $800. That is the minimum. But then you don't forget, if gold go up, then your account going to burst already because you only have like exactly the amount. So I would say, okay, at least if you want to trade gold with 1:5 leverage with a regulated broker, at least try to have $1,500, $2,000 minimum, because again, price is going to fluctuate up and down. If gold keep going higher and higher, then the amount that you need to have will be you will need to be more. You guess does that answer your question, Leo? Okay. What broker I use? Okay, currently I trade a lot of prop firms. So right now I'm using FTMO. All right, I'm also using 𝗲𝗰𝗃. For those of you who have seen, just checking, how many of you guys managed to were able to watch my video where I share about me using 𝗲𝗰𝗃. Right, if you don't know what I'm referring to, okay, let me just quickly share with you guys. Recently, I did a video, right, on a challenge that I did, right, which is the prop firm challenge using 𝗲𝗰𝗃, this one here. Right, so you can go watch this, right, video where I talk about how I tried 𝗲𝗰𝗃's 100K prop firm challenge, right, and you see how whether I pass or not lah. Okay, how many of you guys watched this video? Just let me know in the chat. You guys managed to watch the video? Right, I show you, right, what are some of the trades that I took. Right, I literally go through each day, day 1, day 2, day 3. Right, I show you some of the trades that I took. Right, I go through with you my train of thoughts when it comes to approaching the trade. Some of it are also live trades, so I kind of have the screen recording of it as well, right? And whether I made mistakes or whatever, right, I also share in this video. Do you guys manage to watch the video? Just let me know in the chat. Right, if you did not, okay, go and watch this video. Let me just copy the link and share. $1 prop firm challenge just by scalping. All right, and yeah, go watch the video lah, guys. I do it for you guys, so go and watch. There you go. All right, so yeah, here's the video. Hey, wait, let me check. I think did I copy the right link? I think I copied the wrong link. Hang on. Use the latest link that I sent this on here. Okay, Leo say you watched the video. Okay, very good. Use this link. Okay, just now that link was incorrect. Okay, so in this video you will see my journey of doing it. Okay, so let me just see what was your question again. Okay. 𝗲𝗰𝗃 also give 1:5. No, 𝗲𝗰𝗃 give 1:100. Yeah. 1:100. And depending on what account you use, for example, I was trading a 100K account, right? So 100K account, I'm able to use 1:100. So that means I can trade essentially 1 million. Or is it 1 million? Yeah, 1 million worth. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that answered your question. Okay, now let's look at Shinobi's question. Shinobi is asking, what about Bitcoin? Okay, so when you ask me what about Bitcoin, I'm assuming you want to know what do I see, right, when it comes to Bitcoin. So right now, if I actually have a share with you guys, give me a second. Let me go to my charts. Okay. Right now, Bitcoin is rather bullish. Okay, I would say it's rather bullish. Currently, you can clearly see that this was a strong breakout. This is a weekly, right? You can see this is a strong breakout. If you mark the trend line right here, this is a very strong breakout of the trend line. So what we can expect is that if Bitcoin does do a pullback, right, you can expect that this area would be a good area to actually enter in some longs. Right, this area here. Okay, if it does come back down here, pull back down to this area here would be a good area to enter some buys on Bitcoin. All right, and where do I expect it to go? Again, this is my expectation. I actually do have 2 areas here that I'm looking for it to go at, which is 128 and also 134. These are the 2 areas that I'm looking at. Okay, so yeah, this is, I'm calling it out live. I say that this is the area that I'm expecting it to go. All right, so but I'm not going to enter any buys here. Okay, definitely I want to wait for pullbacks, right, before or retest before I enter any buys up to all these areas. Yeah, but definitely Bitcoin is quite bullish. Right. Moreover, with all the uncertainty, right? I talk about the government shutdown, we talk about the war happening, right? Usually all this will be, I mean, it's quite bullish. People will put their money in other areas. So I think Bitcoin does have a does have a good way to go lah. Right? If you ever look at the structure, again, I always look at the market structure, right? What do you guys see in the market structure? What can you guys see? Right? Overall market structure. I'm not talking about individual. This is weekly. I'm looking at it from the big picture perspective. Right? If you look at it, is it a very clear higher high, higher low? Is it very clear, guys? Right? It's been this way for a long time. Right? So technically wise, this is what I see. Right? But when it comes to all the cycle, all those kind of things, okay, that one, you know, the halving or those kind of things, that one, you know, I have no comment on that lah. Right? But if you talk about from the technical perspective, you can see, right, it is creating higher highs and higher lows since 2023 already. You see, right? Okay, so this is my thoughts or my analysis on Bitcoin. Okay, I hope that answered your question, Shinobi. All right, come. Any questions that you guys have? Is 𝗲𝗯𝗃 MAS regulated? Okay, if you are from Singapore, unfortunately, I think 𝗲𝗯𝗃 is not available. Yeah. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. 𝗲𝗯𝗃 itself as a broker, yes, is available. But you're talking about the prop firm, I don't think it's available for Singapore, for Singaporeans. I don't know why. Shinobu said, I want to see part 2. Okay. No, not many people say they want to see part 2. That's why I didn't do it. If you guys want to see part 2, then yeah, comment in the video lah. Okay. Now, my only concern with 𝗲𝗯𝗃's prop firm, okay, this is something I shared with my students before. My only concern with 𝗲𝗯𝗃's prop firm is the news trading violation. So if you watch the video, you will notice that there was a few times that I got hit with the soft breach. What is the soft breach? Basically, if you trade during news, sometimes you don't know, you just accidentally press lah, okay? During news, then what happens is that you get hit with a soft breach violation. So I got hit with that multiple times throughout my challenge, which if you watch the video, you would see. Okay. If you are still doing the challenge, phase 1, phase 2 is fine. But if you get hit when you are being a funded trader, right? They call it the signal provider. It's a funded trader, but basically for in 𝗲𝗯𝗃's terms, they call it signal provider. Okay. So if you are a signal provider or if you are a funded trader already and you get you do this trading during news, you are going to get a hard breach violation if you actually enter during news 3 times. So there's 3 strikes. 3 soft breaches equals 1 hard breach, which means that your account will be terminated. So that's the only issue that I have with 𝗲𝗯𝗃's prop firm. Right? So it's either you stay clear of any news, and the safest way to do that would be to not trade at night. All right. Yeah, that's the only thing. Right? If you trade at night, there is going to be a chance that you will hit the news if you're not careful. Because it is also not just the high impact news. They also count it as a breach if you do it during a low impact or medium impact news. All right? Even though it's not a fast news, but as long as you trade during a news related event, you still get hit with a breach. So that's the only issue that I have with them. $18 short to pass the challenge. Max daily profit. Okay, very good. Fantastic. 𝗵𝗵𝘂𝗶. Then just wait until tomorrow. All right. Also, one more thing. Okay, 𝗵𝗵𝘂𝗶 actually mentioned one more thing about the max daily profit. So this is actually the first time that I do a prop firm that there's this max daily profit. Right. So 𝗲𝗯𝗃 actually has this max daily profit. For 100K, it was 2%, which is 2,000. So means when you hit $2,000, you cannot trade for the day already. You have to wait until the next day to trade. They don't want you to hit your target too fast, I guess. So hit 2,000, pause. Next day only continue trading again. So this is the only thing. You cannot do it, faster, as fast as you want because of this issue. Ain't you from SG? No, I'm from Malaysia. But I do go to Singapore a lot for events, right? Like recently, I actually did the Forex Accelerator Bootcamp, right, with my students. It was a physical class, so I had to fly over to Singapore to actually do the event. Yeah. But physical class is good because a lot of people, they need help, right? Then they can actually ask me straight away. Yeah, so that's why it's good. Okay. I hope that answers your question. Okay, any other questions that you guys have? Come. How come nobody want to ask me how to get consistency in trading? Any one of you got that question? How to be consistent? How to have consistent withdrawals? Anyone got that question? Where am I based? I am based in Malaysia. Right? Say great class. Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys, you got that question? How to have consistency with withdrawals? Just like one of my students today, this student, Qing Ling. Right? She just did her 7th withdrawal. Right? Fantastic job. Okay. This is what we call by consistency. Okay. Because when you're able to make money, you don't want to keep the money in the brokerage account. Because let me tell you, anything can happen. All right. You guys have heard of FTX. Yes, you guys heard of FTX? Type in FTX in the chat if you've heard of FTX. What happened to FTX? All right. For those of you who don't know what is FTX, okay, FTX is actually one of the biggest crypto brokerages, right? Crypto brokerages. Yes. She said yes, FTX. Okay. Ginny said FTX. Okay, so FTX, guys, what happened to FTX? FTX also closed down, right? Biggest crypto brokerage also can close down. What more, right? Your brokerage, whichever brokerage that you use, especially if it's one which is unlicensed, it also have the chance of closing down. So why not just withdraw when you can? That way, you keep yourself free, right? Malaysia, a lot of Forex teams. Are they legit? I don't know what do you mean by Forex teams? You mean Forex channels? Well, there are Forex channels everywhere. Different countries also got different. Every country also got a Forex channel. Right? Whether they are legit or not, actually will depend on, what they teach. Okay, so here's one clue that I can share with you. Okay, when I say legit, actually, I don't understand what you mean by legit. Legit meaning that can they actually make money, or are they a scam, or what is your question really? Okay, if you're asking me how do you differentiate if it is a scam or not, okay, one of the clues that you want to have when it comes to Forex, crypto or whatsoever, okay, the first clue is this: do you have control of your money or not? All right, if the money that you are putting in is not under your control. Some people say that, I've got this crypto bot here. Okay, you just put your money, I got this Forex bot here, put your money inside this account, okay, then it will grow automatically. Auto trading. The thing is this, if you don't have control of the money that you put in, okay, it's likely a scam. This is the major clue that you have. Right? When I say control of the money, means that you can buy or sell your own. Okay, you can withdraw on your own. You have control of what the money is doing. All right, so this is the main important thing. A lot of people, they go put into all these bots or whatsoever, and then they don't have control of the money. Why? Because it is a scam. So make sure you protect yourself, right? Even for me, a lot of people impersonate me. Some of you may have experienced that before, right? People, some Julian go and message you saying ask to join any course, right? Most of the time is the altcoin course, all right? Again, if that somebody who asks to go for altcoin course messages you, that's not me. Okay? I don't have altcoin course. I don't do crypto. Right? And I will not ask you to put your money with me. I do education. I teach you how to do it by yourself so that you have control of the money on your own. I'm not investing the money for you. I'm not growing the money for you because it's your money. You have to be independent enough to learn how to grow it on your own. That is what I teach you. Okay? AY say, gold all-time high. Will you see gold be back to 3,000 in a year's time? In any uncertainty or war would cause gold to go up. To be honest, I don't see gold going down to 3,000. I don't see it going down. All right, you already mentioned, okay, it's getting more uncertain these days. So gold is always a safe hedge, right? Every time there's an uncertainty, people will put their money in gold instead. So there's no reason for gold to go down. Correct or not? Right. So I don't see gold going down anytime soon. It doesn't seem like it looks like it. Right. Even if you look at it from a technical perspective, it just creates higher high and higher low. There's no lower low being created. So how to go down? Right, a lot of Malaysian IB work in teams, claiming that if you join under their link in a certain broker, that will provide you education, signal, help you make money. That's what I mean by Forex teams. Oh, okay. I don't know which team are you referring to, right? As in, because again, like you mentioned, there's many teams as well, right? But then, if they say that they can, if you learn from them, you can make money. You try and see try their methods. Personally, also when I started, I also join a lot of different channels, right, in order to get started learning, right? But one thing that you want to do is that, can you understand what's the strategy? That's the important thing, right? When it comes to education, right, I always believe that you don't want to be reliant on that person. A lot of people, again, they go and join all. Okay, just checking in. How many of you guys here, you join many different channels? Okay, they give you signal, but then they don't explain to you how did they enter, what is the thing that they're looking at, right? They don't explain to you, right? Because they don't want you to they don't want you to be able to execute it by yourself, right? They want you to be reliant on them. So then in that case, how are you going to grow as a trader when your livelihood now is dependent on somebody else? Right? This is not how you should be as a trader, right? You should be able to, I'm able to make my own decision. My entry here is because of this. So you want to follow somebody who's able to give you that guidance, right? So that you have the ability to enter on your own. That's the main thing, right? If not, then how many years you still want to go follow other people's signal? They say buy, you go and buy. But why you buy, you also don't know why you buy. Why sell, you also don't know why you sell, right? And that person also never teach you. You don't know who that person is, cannot see their face, right? It's just someone messaging on Telegram only, right? Then how? Right? How are you going to improve on your own? Right? So I think that's the important thing. Basically, I hope that this answers your question. Right? Because I don't claim that, my way of doing Forex is the best. Again, everyone's technique is different, everyone's strategy is different, right? So do what fits your style, right? Some people may not like how I teach, may not like SR, RSS, they want to use 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗏, they want to use different things. Okay, again, whichever floats your boat, right? Whatever that helps you make money, that's important. That's the main thing. Can or not? Xiang, I hope this answers your question. Okay, guys, any other questions that you guys have? Come, let me know in the chat. Again, guys, I already mentioned today is going to be a little bit more chill. We're going to do like a Q&A. So this is your chance to ask me questions. Okay. Or you guys want me to look at the chart? Which one you want? Let me know, guys. Let me know, guys. What do you guys want? Yep, understand. Okay, fantastic. Okay, Arisha say chart analysis. Okay. Chini also say chart analysis. Karen asks, is there a chance to enter? Okay, so let's have a look at the chart. Let's go here. Okay, so right now, let me analyze the chart. Okay, again, if you just see from a bigger time frame perspective, again, it's very clear it's bullish. So that if that is the directional bias, then you just focus on buy lah. Okay, what for you want to go against the main direction by selling? Because you are going against the trend, right? So daily is also bullish. 4 hour also bullish, correct? How do you know it's bullish? Right? It's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So it's bullish lah. Okay, so don't need to find sell lah. Just find buy first lah. Okay, now question is where to buy. Right? You see, all green bar. Wow, how to look for areas to buy, right? So the first thing is that you can mark some of the important areas, right? Like here, right? 3966, right? This area here, very good area. If price come down here, possible area to go back up lah. Okay, but if gold doesn't come down here, then no need to see this. Okay, but this is the next demand zone or what lah. Okay, that you can see. Right now, another way for you to enter, again, because gold keep on pushing higher and higher, right? So another way for you to enter would be to look at fair value gaps. So this is an example of a fair value gap that is on H4, right? So just checking, how many guys here you have no idea what a fair value gap is? Right? If you don't know what is a fair value gap, type in no. Then I will explain. If you know what a fair value gap is, just type in FVG so that I know that you understand, so I don't have to explain. Let me know in the chat. Okay, if you know what a fair value gap is, type in FVG. If you don't know, say no, NO. Then I'll explain to you. Okay, no. Adeline says no. Okay. Adeline, hello. Okay. Can I say FVG? So some of you don't know. Okay, so let me explain. Okay, MLV say no, I may say no. Okay, Leo say no, LKW say no. Okay, right. So good. Since you don't know, let me explain to you. Basically, what we are looking for is a candlestick pattern, 3 candlestick pattern. Okay, basically, let's see if I can draw it. Okay, so basically, you're looking at, let me put this green. Okay, a bit hard to draw. Okay, maybe I use this. Give me a second. Let me redo it. Okay, so imagine that this is, hey, why is it in the middle here? This is weird. Okay, like that. I have to make it fatter. Okay, so imagine that this is a candlestick. How do I make this? Okay, let me do again. I'm trying to do it in a way so that I'm able to explain it to you guys easier. Okay, something like that. Okay, now let's make this green color for easier reference. Okay, so this is a first bullish candle, and then let's just say that there is another bullish candle over here. Let me try and get this here, and another one which is over here. Okay, and then another one which is over here, for example. Okay, something like that. Okay, so you notice here, 3 candlestick pattern. Okay, and this is actually a push up. Okay, this is the first candle, this is the third candle. What we want to look out for is the gap between the first candle, top wick, and the third candle, bottom wick, right here. Right, so like this. Okay, if you see a gap in the middle, first candle top wick, third candle bottom wick, this is what we call as a fair value gap, right? The gap in the middle. How does this happen? Okay, now let me explain to you the logic behind it. Basically, if you see consecutive green candles like that, right? It doesn't have to be consecutive. Sometimes this can be a red candle whatsoever also, right? But as long as there's a gap in between, this is a result of price pushing up too fast, right? So when price push up too fast, right, there's actually going to be market orders sitting in between here, right? Market orders sitting in between here. So what will happen when there are market orders in between here, right? Because price suddenly push out, right? So people want to buy, so they put on their buy limit over here. So normally what will happen is that price will come down here, right? Collect all these buy orders before continuing its way up. So this is an area we can actually look at to enter in. All right. So if you look at H4 right here, can you guys see that there is a gap in the middle? Right? You see, this is the first candle. There's no wick, but you can just take the body. All right. And this is the second candle. This is the third candle. Bottom wick of the third candle. First wick of the first candle. Top wick of the first candle. So this is a gap. So if price comes down to this area here, this is a potential area for price to collect and go up. Okay? This is what you call as fair value gap. So these are how you can actually enter continuation entries in a bullish market. Right? Because you see, if you wait for it to come down here, it may never happen. Right? If you wait for it to come down to this area here, it will never happen. So use fair value gaps in order to continue the movement up, the continuation entries. Okay? So far, understand or not? If you guys understand, let me know in the chat. All right, so you can see all these areas here, this area here, this fair value gap here, this one, first candle, third candle, this is an untapped fair value gap. Right, unmitigated fair value gap. So that means price can come down here and continue its way up also. Right, all these are fair value gaps. Even here, there's a fair value gap as well. Right, but can you see what happened here? This fair value gap. Right, first candle, second candle, third candle. Right, first candle, top wick, third candle, bottom wick. Right, in the middle here, this is a fair value gap. So what did price do? This was this afternoon. No, sorry, yesterday afternoon, 7th of October. What did your price do? Price came in to this fair value gap, collected all the orders here before pushing its way up. Right? This is what we call as taking the orders from the fair value gap before pushing it up. Right? Now, how do you determine whether this fair value gap is still valid or invalid? Right? One of the ways you want to look out for is, has the fair value gap been broken? What do I mean by broken? Okay, what I mean by that is, if there is a red candle, let's make this red color. If there's a red candle, for example, and it closes beyond the fair value gap, right? This is the fair value gap, right? Usually what you want price to do is you want price to come down here and go up, right? But if it comes down, right, and it closes down, that means candle body close below this fair value gap, it means that this fair value gap is no longer valid. All right. Now, when do you look for this? Okay. If this is a H4 fair value gap, okay, we must look for H4 candle, as H4 candle, to close below the fair value gap for it to consider as it is broken. So this is fair value gap. Okay. Any questions so far? Understand or not? Can you use fair value gap for stock as well? Yes, of course. Does fair value gap works on any time frame? Yes. You can see even on M1, M5 also. Any 3 consecutive candles, yes. As long as there's a gap in between, that is a fair value gap. Right? For example, this one here. Okay, let me delete this first. Okay. Let me ask you guys. This candle here, this candle, first candle, second candle, third candle. Is there a fair value gap here or not? Yes or no? First candle, second candle, third candle. Is there a fair value gap here? What do you guys think? No. See? All right. Why? Because there is no gap. So you must, even though it's consecutive candle, you must have a gap in between. All right. How about this? This one here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Is there a fair value gap over here? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3. These three candles. Is there a fair value gap here? No gap. Exactly. So it's not a fair value gap, right? But this one here, 1, 2, 3. This one is a fair value gap, right? Because there is another gap in between over here. Okay, guys, see? Right here, 1, 2, 3. So now, if there are consecutive fair value gaps like this, right? For example, there's one here, there's another one here as well. What do you do? Okay, when there is consecutive fair value gaps, what you can do is you can actually combine them both. So like this, right? Combine them both, right? So it becomes one big fair value gap. Okay, got it so far? Okay, any question? So it doesn't have to be 3 bullish candles. No, as long as there are gaps in the middle, then there's a gap. Where will you place the SL for the fair value gap? Okay, good question. Very good question. So usually if there's a fair value gap, for example like this, again, when do you consider that this fair value gap is considered to have broken, have failed? When do you consider, what is the consideration? Just now I mentioned. Okay, how do you consider this fair value gap to have failed? Failed as in FAILD, failed. Failure of the fair value gap. How do you consider? When do you consider? How, guys? When do you consider this to have failed? When there's a break below the FVG for bullish FVG or candle body close below, exactly, right? So this is when it has considered to have failed. So as long as it doesn't do that, okay, as long as it doesn't do that, meaning that price can come down, go all the way down to here, right, before going up, is still valid. So if you put your stop loss here, for example, below the fair value gap, right? You put your stop loss here, you come down, and then suddenly last minute go up, then you will hit the stop loss already, right? So in the fair value gap case, actually, you should not put stop loss. You need to monitor candle closure. If candle close right below, you already know that this setup failed. All right. If you're using the fair value gap as entry, then you cannot put a stop loss because there is a possibility like this is a very good example, right? This is a fair value gap, right? Can you see? Price actually came in, right? And then push up all the way. Right now, it's going to take 4 hours for this to happen, right? But when the 4 hour close, it actually closed above here. It did not break below the fair value gap. So hence, this is still a valid fair value gap. So if you put your stop loss here, then you're going to get SL. That's the only thing that you need to understand when it comes to fair value gap. Okay, understand? So I hope that this answers your question for HK. All right. Now, let me answer a few questions. Which fair value gap is most valid in upside moves as there are many FVGs? All right. So for fair value gaps, again, I usually utilize 4 hour, 1 hour, or if you want more aggressive, you can use the 15 minutes. All right. So up to you, whichever one you want to use. You can use actually all the time frame also got fair value gap, right? But then the more solid ones, of course, will be those in the bigger time frame, right? For example, H1, H4, but it's more solid. But again, the gap may be quite big, like just now you saw H4, and it takes 4 hours for it to form. So if you want to scalp, hey, there's a possibility of just using a 15 minutes in order to scalp as well. This is what you can look to do. Okay, okay so far? So for example, let's see, got any example to show you guys. All right, see, all this has been taken, no fair value gap per se on M5. Right, sometimes if it's you want to go in a little bit aggressive, I will just use M15. M5 I seldom because M5 a bit too small. Right, but at least M15, at least M15. No good example for M15. You see, because all these got no gaps. Over here got a gap. You see it closed below, but then you see, okay, I show you this example. Okay, you see, there's a fair value gap here. Correct? M30, fair value gap here. Right. However, this one here, this candle closed. So you may say, hey, Julian, this candle closed. Right? Technically, this fair value gap already filled. But then remember, just now I talked about two fair value gaps, they are beside each other. Notice there's another fair value gap down here. Right? So it actually came down here, take this fair value gap, and started pushing up. You see? Right, in actual fact, actually, there's another fair value gap over here as well. This one and this one. Right? So it's actually three fair value gaps that are beside each other. So if you combine it, actually, it's still respecting the fair value gap. It did not close below the fair value gap. So you take this and then go up. This was this afternoon. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Let me go and see what's your other question. Is it okay to put a buy stop when price hit higher high? Usually I don't enter high. I want to wait for the price to come down, retest, then only I enter. So I don't put buy stops. Okay, let's see. Is it wrong to layer bullish buys as the price drops? Is it wrong to layer bullish buys as the price drops? Okay, good question. I would say it depends on the market structure. All right. If the market structure is still intact, for example, this one is a bullish fair value gap, right? Okay. If the price continues going down, it is still valid. It is still valid as long as the setup is still valid. Okay. This is not a good example. This is for fair value gap. But if you talk about market structure, for example, let's just say, I just use this one as a simple example. Okay, you see here, market is creating what? Higher low, higher highs, correct? Okay, higher low and higher highs. Right, higher low and higher highs. So this area here, okay, would be considered as like a support, right? Correct or not? So if this area here closes below, will you agree with me that this has now created a lower low? Correct? This has created a lower low, right? This low is lower than this low. So it has created a lower low. So now this means that market structure has already shifted, has already changed. Of course, this is the second step already. The first step is actually candle close below first. Okay, candle close below. Right? So if you notice here, this candle closing below this support here is the first indication, right, that market wants to go down. So at this moment when it closed below this point already, we can now say that it has already created a lower low. Right? So is it possible to enter bullish buys when the market structure changes? Yeah, you can, but then you can see you continue layer, you go down even more. Right? So then the question is that, can your account hold this much? How do you know how low it will go? Because market structure has already shifted to bearish. So how do you know how much lower it will go? Right? This itself to this is 100 pips. Can your account hold 100 pips? Okay, if you say yes, sure. Okay, that's fine. Right? But if you already enter many layers up here, when you come here, your account's going to blow, then you're going to be in trouble. You get what I'm saying? Right? So I will use market structure as the first indication. Once market structure break already, I know that, okay, it's going to shift bearish. this is where I cut, right? Because you can see that it come down some more, right? So then I will see where is the next area I can enter, right? Once I have a confirmation. So this is what you want to do. Again, always when it comes to price going up or going down, it doesn't straight away go down or go up. Inside here, right? This is H1 for 1 hour. Inside here, you must see what's happening inside here in the lower time frame. That's where the lower time frame confirmation becomes very important. All right. If you just look at this like this, you see that, oh, market come down here, straight away go up. But inside, you have to go and see what's happening. So for example, let's go to here. Okay, let's see starting from M1. 1 minute chart. You see for yourself. This the one, right? This the area, right? All right. You will still see the same market structure that I was referring to. You see, right? Price initially create what? Lower low, lower high. Right? This is price going down, correct? Lower low, lower high. Okay. What happened? This was the high. Right? Notice that before price starts to shift upwards, it must give you an indication that you want to go up. So again, market structure shift. Okay, see, you create a what? Higher high. Higher high. Okay, but just because you create a higher high, does it mean that straight away it will go up? Not necessarily. Right? Of course, the ideal situation is we want that it to continue straight away go up. Right? But does it mean that it will always happen? Not necessarily. Right? So here, you created a higher low. This low is higher than this low. Okay. But then after that, it started going down again, creating a lower low. So is there a possibility that market still want to go down? Yes, possible as well. Right? Because after that, price come out here, right? Creating a higher low. This high is lower than this high, right? Higher high. Sorry, lower high. This is a lower high, lower than this high, right? But after that, instead of creating another lower low to continue its movement down, it actually what? It actually wait, do again. Too messy already. Okay. Instead of creating a lower low to continue its movement down, it actually created a higher high. And after this higher high, it started creating another higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Can you guys see? Right? So market will definitely give you an indication, even in the lower time frame, is M1 before it start to move up. So this is what you want to see. You want to see that there is a shift in structure, even in M1, M5. You want to see that there is confirmation. Oh, I can see the higher high is being created. Okay, higher low is being created. Okay, then you enter lah. Right? There's no point to catch the lowest, the tip at the bottom, because you will never be able to do that. It's going to be very difficult. Right? How do you know if it doesn't go down some more? Right? Then gone lah. If you continue going down some more. Right? So we wait for the lower time frame confirmation showing that, oh, there's signs that it's going to go up. Breakout, pull back, right? Or retest. Then you enter lah. Understand or not? All right, you just have a look. All the reversals always have an indication, even at the lower time frame. Right? There's no such thing that suddenly your price will go down or go up. Right? Take this for example. Right? This one, price was going up, suddenly go down, right? What's happening inside here? You go into the lower time frame, then you can see yourself. Let's see, M1. All right, you see? Initially, price was creating what? Lower lows, lower highs. Correct? So if price continues to do that, you will just continue going lower and lower. Right? But what happens over here is that, okay, you see, is that it started creating equal lows. Equal lows, this low and this low, same length, right? Same level. Okay. After that, what happened? It started creating higher high, higher low, right? And then it came down here and started going up again. right? Is it possible that from here it straight away go down? It's possible also, but it didn't do that. It created a higher low. This low here higher than this low. So this is a sign for you that it wants to go up already, right? But if you're not certain yet, because this low here, this high here is still lower than this low, right? So if you're not certain, you wait until this high breaks first, right? You wait until this high breaks first. So now this high breaks already, you know that this is a higher high. This high is higher than this high, right? And then after that, it created another higher low. Look at what happened after that. The market go up. So you don't need to catch the bottom here. You wait for this, you enter here, also enough. What? Correct or not? Enter here, you see? Also fly up quite a lot. What? Not enough. This one also 150 pips. Not enough, eh? You guys get what I'm saying? Is this useful, guys? This is lower time frame confirmation. Just now, the middle FVG is taken. Does it mean that we can ignore the ones below? Which one are you referring to? Can you combine FVGs on different time frames? I would say not combine. Just you cannot combine because it's a different time frame. But if it's an overlap of an FVG at different time frames, this gives you further confirmation that that is a strong FVG. It's not, you don't combine them, but if let's say H4 and H1 also the same area, then you know that, okay, this is a good area for us to look at, right? For potential, buys or whatever. All right, like just now, where is it? Like just now we were talking about, I think, is it this area here? Let's go back to H4. Yeah, over here, right? So over here, this was a fair value gap, correct? H4, right? So here I will mark H4 FVG, for example, right? If we go to H1, does this area also have fair value gap? Yes, right? H1's fair value gap is here until here also lah. Same. So this is an overlap H1 FVG. So this gives us the confluence. All right, the word here is confluence, not combining. We're not combining it, but this is a confluence. So we know that, okay, this area here, if price come here, high chance you go up because there are many fair value gaps. Meaning that there are many orders here which are uncollected. All right? Can the layer example just now have bearish FVG. Layer example, you mean this one here? Have bearish FVG. Yes. This is a bearish fair value gap. You're right. So over here, you can see, right? Bearish fair value gap on H1. So right now, I delete everything first. Right. So is it a possibility, okay, that price go up here and reject, continue its movement now? It is possible, right? Because it created a lower low. So naturally, you expect that if this area gets respected, price will continue its movement down, right? But did it get respected? No. In fact, it was broken. Can you see? This fair value gap was broken. That's why price continues its way up. If it doesn't get respected, it's considered to have failed, failure of the FVG. So price continue to go up. You see? All right, price break out. It tried to reject from this area. You can see there were signs of trying to come down. But then if the buyers were still stronger, that's why it continued pushing higher and higher. All right. So it's all about understanding, this lah. Right? If I were to see right now at this moment, you can see price is just playing between this range. Right? Over here, this M15, there was a fair value gap here. You see? Bearish fair value gap. So price came here, right? Rejected down. Right? Why did it reject down? Did it close above here? It didn't close above. Fair value gap did not close above. So that's why this fair value gap did not break. Yet at this point, it didn't break yet. So that's why it came down. Right? But now what happened? Is there a failure of the fair value gap? At present moment, 9 o'clock, is there a failure? So if there's a failure, what can we expect price to do? we can expect price to continue its movement up. Right? If it closes above this, right? Currently, this is the highest roadblock, right? Or you can, order block. You can call it the supply zone, whatsoever. Okay, this is the current area that is rejecting this. So if this is one sign, good, it's telling me that price want to continue its way up. But now this is the second resistance that is blocking. So if price want to continue its way up, it have to close another time above here, green candle close above here. Then yes, it can continue up. If not, it can potentially reject also. Right now, let me give you another situation. Right now, this candle here break past this fair value gap, right? Invalidating the fair value gap. But then, what happens if the current M15 candle suddenly, because there's one more minute, if it suddenly closes below this fair value gap, right? What does it mean? Right? This is a little bit more tricky, right? The first fair value gap broke it already. Okay, close bullish. Second fair value gap now, close bearish below it. Immediately after, each other. Right? What does this mean for this fair value gap? Let me know in the chat. Do we consider wick or the candle? Wick is not considered, right? It have to be body candle close. It have to be very specific. Body candle close. Okay. Good question. This one here. Okay. I'll later answer. Okay. I want you guys to let me know first. What happens to this fair value gap? Right? So you always take the latest one. All right, the latest one. So if this one here breaks above, it's invalidated for the bullish one, right? Then after that, bearish one suddenly breaks below also, right? It's also invalidated for the bearish one now, right? So in this case, if right now in 27 seconds it closes like this, I can then expect price to come back here to continue pushing its way down. Yeah, this is what I see. Right. Okay, so I hope that explains a little bit. Yes, no bias. Yeah. Okay, so let me see what are some of the questions. This question, I think I answered already. Okay, what's the next one? This one here. If price continues to rise like today, how do you set TP when not based on number of pips? Okay, good question. So right now, because price keep going up, right? Okay, personally for me, how do I decide where is the next area it will go to, all those kind of things? Okay, we can use this thing called psychological level. All right, basically, what does it mean? Okay, as the TP, right? Basically, for example, right here, 4,000 is considered a psychological level. Right, 4,000. After 4,000 is what? 4,025. Okay, which already hit. 4,050, which is actually considered as almost hit. You went to 4049.5. Okay, 4050. Right, after 4050, if you pass that area, next area will be 4075 already. Pass that one, 4100. Like that. Use all these areas, right, as the next area for you to look at. Right, do note that it may come very close to it and then reject that one like this one here, but it's already considered as reach 4050. Okay, I hope this answer your question as well. Hey guys, you guys learning a lot not today? Wow, supposed to do this for 1 hour only. I already now do until 9:30. Okay, I answer the last question. Okay, answer the last question. Wait, what is the question? Where's the question I saw? Give me a second. Is it this one? No. This one. How do you know when to TP or when to hold? Okay, this is a very, very good question. Right? How do you know when to TP or when to hold? Okay, again, I always come back to looking at what is the market structure telling me. So if I want to, okay, aim for the next area, which is 4075. All right, 4075, where is it? 4075, which is around up here, okay, up here, okay. Look at where are the areas that price has to break in order to reach that area. All right, you can use your support resistance. You can use your fair value gaps. Right, you can use whatever lah, okay, that you can consider as, you know, an area that this is a point of interest, right? Use that as areas to hold or take profit. So in this case, if it wants to go to 4075, what is the area that it must break first? What is the area that it must break through first before it can reach there? It must break through this area lah. Correct or not? This is currently the highest point. Right? Price come here, rejected. Price come here, rejected. Price come here, rejected. So obviously, if it wants to go higher, if I'm entering buys, I want to make sure that this area here break first before I continue holding on to my buy to go higher lah. But if you cannot break, you will naturally have to come down, which is what happened here. Right? So look ahead and try to figure out where is the next area that may be a potential, you know, rejection area. All right. So this is what I say. So if you come down now, right? If you want to come down, if you're entering sales, for example, right? If you're entering sales, so the next question you want to ask yourself is, where would be an area that potentially price might reject, right, in order to go up higher? Where's the area? Where's the area, guys? If I were to ask you right now, if you want to enter sell, and you are in the sales, where is an area that price will most likely reject to continue its way higher? Where? Right? If you look at it from the smaller time frame, let's just say M15, right? This area here is a current support, right? Correct? Roadblock support, all right? You can see price break out here, price come here, go down, go up, come down here, go up. So this area here is a very important area, right? If not, why is it that price keep on, right? I say after this breakout, okay, this candle here breakout, okay, come down, go up, go down, right? Go up, go down, go up, go down, go up. At this area, same place. Let me see here, got a very strong support, right? So if it wants to go down some more, this area have to break. So if it doesn't break, like right now, price is trying to break through, right? If it doesn't break, is there a possibility that price will create a wick and then go up, like what he has done before? There is. So how are you going to hold if that's the case? If suddenly it close above, right? 15 minutes, 9 more minutes, close above, then you want to hold, man. Confirm price will go back out, man. Because there's no body candle close below. So use these areas, right, to make a decision. Let's just say if it breaks through this area already, okay, then where's the next area that it will go to? You go figure out, right? Where's the next area? Right? So based on what I just shared with you guys just now, right? Notice M15, this. Can you see? What is this? Fair value gap, right? So this area would be an area that potentially price will come down here before going up also. So use this as a area for you to take some more partials. Right? If you break this area, where is the next area after that? Next area after that, possibly here. Right? This area here, before that price come down and go up from this same area. There you go. Oops. Press something. There you go. See? So price came here. Right? And potentially may go up from here. So over here, you take some more profits. That's how you see. Okay? Does it answer your question? Chen. Okay, can overloaded. Too many things already. Cannot take in. Okay, guys. So far so good or not? Okay, I think I need to wrap up because if not, it's getting a bit too long. But just checking in with you guys. Okay, has this been helpful for you guys? Let me know in the chat. Has this been helpful? Are you guys learning a lot? What's your takeaway? If you are learning something, share with me what you learned in the chat. All right, what's your takeaway? Again, I don't want you guys to just listen and then in the end forget about it. I want this to be a session that you guys have some takeaway. So share with me what you take away. What's your learning? All right. So I'm going to give you guys some time to type it down. Let me just have a look and see. Is it true that once the support levels have been touched 3 times, next time usually will break the level? Usually that's the case. Usually that's the case. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Julian. Okay, learn about 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗏. Okay, awesome. Okay, hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. All right, so I think that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap up. Hope you guys have an enjoyable night. All right, again, if you have yet to join in my masterclass, which is happening tomorrow, this is going to be the class that I open my Genesis Speech Premium. So do make sure that you attend tomorrow's class. The QR code is shown in the screen. Just take your phone, scan it, all right, and then join in the class, all right, because this is where you are able to join in my community, right? So I would say, I would say that's it. This class is happening tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at 8 p.m., 7:30 p.m., right? So if you want to join in, scan the link and then, join in tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. All right. So I would say that's all I have to say, guys. Okay. Have a great night and see you guys. Bye-bye.